When I think of Macbeth, I think of a terrible tyrant, but then I also think of loving family. My name is Katie Albiani. I am a senior 4-H member. This is my 7th year in 4-H, and I'll be giving an interpretive reading on Macbeth. In Macbeth, one of the main themes of the tragedy is gender roles. In Scotland during the Victorian ages, women were thought of as much more inferior to men, and they were thought to be able to serve the family and love the children and obey everything that the men tell them to do. But Shakespeare defies these gender roles during Macbeth, and he shows that women don't have to be these subordinate people in society. Two of the main characters that prove this are the two leading women characters, Lady Macduff and Lady Macbeth. Now, Lady Macbeth is much different than Lady Macduff in the way that she exhibits her womanly features. She absolutely hates being a woman. She wants to have the power and the brutality and the respect that men were given during this time period. So she shows this through brutal killings and crazy tyrancies that she just goes crazy on in the entire of Scotland. And then Lady Macduff, on the other hand, loves being a woman. She loves having her family. She loves being able to take care of the household. And she shows this by staying next to her husband in times of need and in times of great love. But later on in the book, it shows that Lady Macduff is faced with a terrible hardship when her husband decides to become a traitor to the society of Scotland and go to England to get the king to take away this crown of Scotland. And she's faced with this choice to either stand by her husband and keep with the gender roles of society, or to defy it and save her family with the love that she shows. The passage I'll be reading is the part where she finally figures out what her husband is up to, and she wants to save her family, and she makes the drastic decision to show that her husband has deceived her family, and then says that he has died when really he's just in England. What had he done to make him fly the land? You must have patience, madame. He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors. You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear. Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fly. Her young was in her nest, against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love, as little is the wisdom, when the flight so runs against all reason. My dearest coz, I pray you, school yourself, but for your husband, for he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea each way and move. I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessings upon you. Father he is, and yet he's fatherless. I am so much a fool should I stay longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once. Sirrah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live? As birds do, mother. What, with worms and flies? With what I get, I mean, and so do they. Poor bird, thou'dst never fear the net nor lime, the pitfall nor the gin. Why should I, mother? Poor bird they are not set for. My father is not dead for all your saying. Yes, he is dead. Now how wilt thou do for a father? Nay, how will you do for a husband? Why, I can buy me 20 at any market. Then you'll buy him to sell again. Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet I faith with wit enough for thee. Was my father a traitor, mother? Aye, that he was. Well, what is a traitor? Why, one that swears and lies. And be all traitors that do so? Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged. And must they all be hanged that swear and lie? Every one. Well, who must hang them? Why, the honest men. Then the liars and swearers are fools, for For they are liars and swearers enough to beat the honest men and hang up them. Now God help thee, poor monkey, but how wilt thou do for a father? If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he were not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father. Poor prattler, how thou talkest. Bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, though in your state of honor I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. I will not take a homely man's advice. Be not found here. Hence with your little ones. To fright you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you, I dare abide no longer. Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now that I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable. To do good sometime accounts as dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put on this womanly defense to say I have done no harm? What are these faces? Where is your husband? I hope in a place no soul unsanctified where such as thou mayst find him. He is a traitor. Thou liest, thou shag-eared villain! What, you egg? Young fry of treachery! He has killed me, mother! Run away, I pray you! So in that passage I just read, Lady Macduff is seen to be very loving and caring for her family, and that proves to be very challenging for her when she has to make the decision to show that her husband has died, when in reality he has just run away. She chooses what is best for her family, which shows that she has power and strength over her family, even though she is a woman during the time period. She exuberates her love and care into the power that she thinks she deserves in the society. And this is much different from the rest of the characters, which are very used to using brutality and force to get what they want. And although Lady Macduff only shows up in this one scene, she has a huge effect on the rest of the story. Her sacrifice and her love for her family has helped to change all the rest of the characters' viewpoints on society and how it should run during this time period. And although Lady Macduff wasn't using the force that the other characters were showing, she was still able to provide that gender roles do not form the society that they were in. And that's what Shakespeare was really trying to get across, was that not only do the men have power over the society, but women can contribute to it just as much. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.